Hare Krishna, everyone, to today's study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we'll chant the prayers first. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadate Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shvetapadakamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestha Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripasindhuvascha Hare Krishna. So last time we discussed or we studied till fourth shloka of 10th canto 15th chapter. 15th chapter is named the killing of Dhenuka, the ash demon. So today we will see the fifth verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Aho Amideva Varamacharchitam Padambujam Te Sumanah Falarhanam Namanti Upadaya Shikhabhir Atmanas Tamopahatyai Taru Janma Yatkritam. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Lord Shri Krishna said, Aho, O Ami, these Devavara, O best of Lord Shri Balaram, Amara, by the immortal demigods, Architam worship Padambujam. To the lotus feet they of few sumana of flowers, phala and fruits arhanam, offerings namanti, they are bowing down, upadaya, presenting shikhabhi with their heads, atmana, their own, tamaha, darkness of ignorance, apahatyai, for the purpose of eliminating taru, janma, their birth as trees, yat by which ignorance Kritam created. Translation purport by the humble servants of Sri Prabhupada. Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O greatest of Lords, just see how these trees are bowing their heads at your lotus feet, which are worshipable by the immortal demigods. The trees are offering you their fruits and flowers to eradicate the dark ignorance that has caused their birth as trees. So this is Krishna is saying to Balaram. Purport: The trees of Vrindavan were thinking that because of past offences they had now taken birth as trees, and being immovable could not accompany Lord Krishna in his wanderings throughout the Vrindavan area. In fact, all the creatures of Vrindavan, including the trees and cows, were great souls who could personally associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But because of ecstatic sentiments of separation, the trees considered themselves in ignorance and thus tried to purify themselves by bowing down at the lotus feet of Krishna and Balram. Lord Krishna, understanding their mentality, simultaneously glanced at them with affection and praised their devotional service before his older brother Balaram. एते लीनस्तव यशोऽखिललोकतीर्थं गायन्त आदिपुरुषानुपथं भजन्ते प्रायो अमी मुनिगणा भवदीयमुख्या गूढं वनेऽपि न जहति अनघात्मदैवम् Ete these Alina bees Dava your Yasha glories Akhila Loka for all worlds Tirtham the place of pilgrimage Gayanta are chanting Adipurusha O original personality of Godhead Anupatham following you along the path. Bhajante, they are engaged in worshipping. Praya, for the most part, Ami, these Muni Gana, great sages, Bhavadiya, among your devotees. Mukhya, the most intimate, Gudham, hidden. Vane, within the forest. Api, even though na jahati, they do not abandon. Anagha, O sinless one. Atmadaivam, their own worshipable deity. Translation: O original personality, these beings must be all great sages and most elevated devotees of yours, for they are worshipping you by following you along the path and chanting your glories, which are themselves a holy place for the entire world. Though you have disguised yourself within this forest, O sinless one, they refuse to abandon you, their worshipable Lord. Purport: the word Gudham is significant in this verse. It indicates that although the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his form of Krishna or Balaram appears like an ordinary human being within the material world, great sages always recognize the Lord as the supreme absolute truth. All the transcendental forms of Godhead are eternal and full of bliss and knowledge, exactly the opposite of our material bodies, which are temporary and full of misery and ignorance. Satchitananda, as we say. So our bodies are Asat, Achit, and Nirananda. One meaning of the word Tirtha is the means for crossing beyond material existence. Simply by hearing the glories of the Supreme Lord or by chanting them, one immediately comes to the spiritual platform beyond material existence. Thus, the Lord's transcendental glories are here described as a Tirtha for everyone in the world. The word Gayanta indicates that great sages give up their vows of silence and other selfish processes to glorify the activities of the Supreme Lord. Real silence means to not speak nonsense, to limit one's verbal activities to those sounds, statements, and discussions relevant to the loving service of the Supreme Lord. The word Anagha indicates that the Supreme Lord never performs sinful or offensive activities. The word also indicates that the Lord immediately excuses a sin or offense committed by a sincere, loving devotee who may accidentally deviate from the Lord's service. In the specific context of this verse, the word Anagha indicates that Lord Balaram was not disturbed by the bees who were constantly following him, Anupatham. The Lord blessed them by saying, O bees, come into my confidential grove and feel free to taste its fragrance. Seventh verse. Nrityanti ami shikhina idya muda harinya kurvanti gopya ivate priyam iksharnena shuktaischa kokila gana graham agataya dhanya vanaukasha yam hi satam nisarga. Nityanti are dancing, Ami, these, Shikhina, peacocks, Idya, O worshipable Lord Muda, with joy, Harinya, the female deer, Kurvanti are making Gopya, the gopis, Eva, as if they, for you, Priyam, gratification, Ikshanena, by their glancing, Suktai, with Vedic prayers, Cha, and Kokila Gana, the cuckoos, Graham, to their home, Agataya, who has arrived, Dhanya, fortunate, Vana Okasha, the residents of the forest, Ian, such, he indeed, Shatam, of saintly personalities, Nisarga, the nature. Translation: O worshipable one, these peacocks are dancing before you out of joy. These two are pleasing you with affectionate glances, just as the gopis do, and these cuckoos are honoring you with Vedic prayers. All these residents of the forest are most fortunate, and their behavior toward you certainly befits great souls receiving another great soul at home. So all this Krishna is saying to Balramji. धन्येयम् अद्य धरणी तृणा विरुधस्त्वत् पादस्पर्शो द्रुमलतात् करजभिमृष्टा नद्योदय खगा मृगा सदयावलोकैर्गोप्यो अन्तरेणे भुजयोरपि यत्स्पृहा श्री Dhanya, fortunate, yam this. Adya, now, Dharani, the earth, Trina, her grasses. Virudha, and bushes, Tva, your pada of the feet, Sparsha, receiving the touch. Druma, the trees, Lata, the creepers, Karaja, by your fingernails, Abhimrishta, touched Nadya, the rivers, Adraya, and mountains, Khaga, the birds, Mriga, and animals, Sadaya, merciful, Avaloke, by your glances, Gopya, the gopis, Antarena, in between, Bhujaya, your two arms, Api indeed, Yat, for which Spriha maintains the desire, Shri, the goddess of fortune. Translation: this earth has now become most fortunate because you have touched her grass and bushes with your feet, and her trees and creepers with your fingernails, and because you have graced her rivers, mountains, birds, and animals with your merciful glances. But above all, you have embraced the young cowherd woman between your two arms of favor, hankered after by the goddess of fortune herself. Purport: the word Adya now indicates the time of Lord Balaram and Lord Krishna's appearance on the earth. In his form of Varaha, Lord Krishna personally saved the earth, and indeed the earth is understood to rest perpetually on the potency of Shesha. Both Varaha and Shesha are expansions of Balaram, who is himself an expansion of Lord Krishna, the original personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna's statement that this earth has now become most fortunate, dhanyeyam adya dharani, indicates that nothing can equal the blessings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his personal form as Krishna, appearing simultaneously with his plenary expansion Balaram. The compound word Karaja Bhimrishta, touched by your fingernails, indicates that as Krishna and Balaram would move through the forest, they would pick fruits and flowers from the trees, bushes, and creepers and use this paraphernalia in their pleasure pastime. Sometimes they would break leaves of the plants and use them with the flowers to decorate their bodies. That's why when we see darshan of the Lord in different temples, many times we see there are different leaves and flowers in their shringar, in their turban or on their hands. And the shringar is done in that way, keeping in line with what is mentioned here, that they would break leaves of the plants and use them with the flowers to decorate their bodies. Krishna and Balram would glance lovingly and mercifully at all the rivers, hills, and creatures in Vrindavan. But the blessing received by the gopis, being embraced directly between the Lord's arms, was the supreme benediction desired even by the goddess of fortune herself. The goddess of fortune, who lives in Vaikuntha on the chest of Lord Narayana, once desired to be embraced on the chest of Sri Krishna, and thus she performed severe austerities to achieve this blessing. Sri Krishna informed her that her actual place was in Vaikuntha and that it was not possible for her to dwell upon his chest in Vrindavan. Therefore, she begged Krishna to allow her to remain on his chest in the form of a golden lion, and he granted her this benediction. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur recounts this incident from the Puranas. Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Vrindavanam Srimad Krishna Pritamana Pashun Reme Sancharayan Adre Sarid Rodha Shusanuga. Sri Shukavacha, Sri Shukadev Goswami said, even in this way, Vrindavanam, with the forest of Vrindavan and its inhabitants, Srimad beautiful Krishna, Lord Krishna, Pritamanaha, being satisfied in his mind, Pashun, the animals, Reme, he took pleasure, Sancharayan, making them graze Adre in the vicinity of the mountain, Sarit of the river, Rodhashu, upon the banks, Sa Anuga, together with his companions. Translation: Sukadev Goswami said, thus expressing his satisfaction with the beautiful forest of Vrindavan and its inhabitants, thus expressing his satisfaction with the beautiful forest of Vrindavan and its residents, Lord Krishna enjoyed tending the cows and other animals with his friends on the banks of the river Yamuna below Govardhan hill. Next. Kvachit gayati gayatsu madandhalisha anuvratai उपगीयमाना चरिता पथि संकर्षणान्विता अन अनुजल्पति जल्पन्तं कलवाक्या सुखं क्वचित् क्वचित् स वल्गु कूजन्तम् अनुकूजति कोकिलं क्वचिच्च कलहंसानाम् अनुकूजति कूजितम् अभिनृत्यति नृत्यन्तं बर्हिणं हासयन् क्वचित् मेघगम्भीर्याग्वाचा नामभिदुर्गान् पशून् क्वचिद् आह्वयति प्रीत्या मनोज्ञया क्वचित् sometimes gayati. He sings Gayatsu when they are singing. Madandha, blinded by intoxication, Alishu, the bees Anuvratai, along with his companions, Upagiyamana, being chanted. Charita, his pastimes, Pati, upon the path, Sankarshana Anvita, accompanied by Lord Baladev. Anu Jalpati, he chatters in imitation, Jalpantam, of the chattering, Kalavakyai, with broken speech, Sukham, parrot, Kvachit sometimes, Sir, with Svalgu, charming, Kujantam, cuckooing, Anukujati. He imitates the cuckooing, Kokilam of a cuckoo, Kvachit sometimes, Cha and Kalaham Sanam of the swans, Kujati Kujitam, imitates the cooing, Abhinrityati. He dances in front of Nityantam, dancing, Barhinam, a peacock, Hasyan, making laugh, Kvachit, sometimes Megha, like clouds, Gambhiraya, grave, Vacha, with his voice, Namabhi, by name, Duragan, who has strayed far away, Pashud, the animals, Kvachit, sometimes, Ah. Ahvayati, he calls Pritya affectionately, go to the cows, Gopala, and the cowherd boys. Managaya, with voice charms the which voice charms the mind. Translation. Sometimes the honeybees in Vrindavan became so mad with ecstasy that they closed their eyes and began to sing. Lord Krishna, moving along the forest path with his cowherd boyfriends and Baladev, would then respond to the bees by imitating their singing while his friends sang about his pastimes. Sometimes Lord Krishna would imitate the chattering of a parrot, sometimes with a sweet voice, the call of a cuckoo, and sometimes the cooing of swans. Sometimes he vigorously imitated dancing of peacock, making his cowherd boyfriends laugh. Sometimes with a voice as deep as rumbling of clouds, he would call out with great affection the names of the animals who had wandered far from the herd, thus enchanting the cows and the cowherd boys. Purport. Srila Sanatan Goswami explains that Lord Krishna would joke with his friends saying, "Just look, this peacock does not know how to dance properly." Whereupon the Lord would vigorously imitate the peacock's dancing, causing great laughter among his friends. The bees in Vrindavan would drink the sap of the forest flowers, and the combination of this nectar and the association of Sri Krishna made them mad with intoxication. Thus they closed their eyes in ecstasy and expressed their satisfaction by humming. And this humming was also expertly imitated by the Lord. Chakoro Krancha Chakrava Bharadvajamscha Barhinam Anurauti Sma Satvanam Bhitavagra Simhayo Chakora Krancha Chakrava Bharadvajancha. The Chakora, Krancha, Chakrava, and Bharadvaja birds. Barhinam, the peacock's Anurauti Sma. He would call out in imitation of Satvanam, together with the other creatures, Bhitavat, acting as if afraid. Vyagra Simhayo, of the tigers and lions. Sometimes he would cry out in imitation of birds such as the chakoras, crouchers, chakravas, bharadvajas, and peacocks, and sometimes he would run away with the smaller animals in mock fear of lions and tigers. Purport. The word Bhitavat, as if afraid, indicates that Lord Krishna played just like an ordinary boy and ran with the smaller forest creatures in mock fear of the lions and tigers. Actually, in Vrindavan, the abode of the Lord, the lions and tigers are not violent. and thus there is no reason to fear them. Next, Kvachit Krida Parishrantam Gopotsangopabarhanam Swayam Vishramayati Aryam Pada Samvahanadibhi. Kachit sometimes Krida by playing Parishrantam, fatigued Gopa of a cowherd boy, Utsanga, the lap, Upabarhanam, using as his pillow. Swayam personally Vishramayati relieves him from his fatigue. Aryam, his elder brother, Pada Samvahana Adibhi, by massaging his feet and offering other services. Translation: when his elder brother, fatigued from playing, would lie down with his head upon the lap of a cowherd boy, Lord Krishna would help him relax by personally massaging his feet and offering other services. The word Pada Samvaha Nadibhi indicates Lord Krishna would massage Balram's feet, fan him, and bring him river water to drink. Nrityato gayata kwapi valgato yudhyato mitha grita hastau gopalan hasantau prasham satu. Nrityata, who were dancing, Gayata, singing, Kwapi, sometimes Valgata, moving about, Yudhyata, fighting, Mitha, with one another, Grihata was Hasto, holding their hands together, Gopalan, the cowherd boys, Hasanto, laughing, Shamsatu. They offered praise. Translation: sometimes, as the cowherd boys danced, sang, moved about, and playfully fought with each other, Krishna and Balram, standing nearby, hand in hand, would glorify their friends' activities and laugh. Kvachit palava talpeshu niyudha shramakarshita vriksha mulashraya shete gopot sangopabarhana. Kvachit sometimes pallava made from new twigs and birds, talpeshu, upon beds, niyudha, from the fighting, shrama, by fatigue, karshita, worn out, vriksha, of a tree, mula, at the base, ashraya, taking shelter, shete, he lay down, gopa utsanga, the lap of a cowherd boy, Upabarhana as his pillow. Translation: sometimes Lord Krishna grew tired from fighting and lay down at the base of a tree, resting upon a bed made of soft twigs and birds, and using the lap of cowherd friend as his pillow. Purport: the word Pallava Talpeshu implies that Lord Krishna expanded himself into many forms and lay down upon the many beds of twigs, leaves, and flowers hastily constructed by his enthusiastic cowherd friends. Okay. पादसंवाहनं चक्रु केचित् तस्य महात्मना अपरे हता पाप्मानो व्यजनैः समविजयन्. Padasamvahanam, the massaging of the feet, Chakra did, Kechit, some of them, Tasya, of him, Mahatmana, great souls, Apare, others, Hattapapmana, who were free from all sins. Vyajanai, with fans. Samavijayan, perfectly fanned him. Translation: some of the cowherd boys, who were all great souls, would then massage his lotus feet, and others, qualified by being free of all sin, would expertly fan the Supreme Lord. Purport: the word Samavijayan indicates that the cowherd boys fanned the Lord very carefully and expertly, creating gentle and cooling breeze. अन्येतद् अनुरूपाणि मनोज्ञानि महात्मना गायन्ति स्म महाराजा स्नेहक्लीना धिया शनैः. Others tat anurupani, if suitable for the occasion, managyani, attractive to the mind, Mahatmana, of the great personality, Lord Krishna, gayanti sma, they would sing Maharaja, O King Parikshit. Sneha, by love, Klina, melted, Dhiya, their hearts shunning slowly. Translation: My dear king, other boys would sing enchanting songs appropriate to the occasion, and their hearts would melt out of love for the Lord. एवं निगूढात्मगति स्ममायया गोपात्मजत्वं चरितविदम्बनं बयान् रेम रामललालितपादपल्लवो ग्राम्य शमं ग्राम्यवद् ईश चेष्टिता. Evam, in this way, Niguda hidden way, Atma Gati, his personal opponent, Somaya, by his own mystical potency, Gop Atma Jatvam, status of being the son of a cowherd, Charita, by his activities, Vidambayan, pretending Reme enjoyed Rama by the goddess of fortune, Lalita, attended Padal Pallava, his feet which are tender like new birds, Gramya Shama, together with village persons, Gramya Vat, village like a village personality, Isha Cheshtita, although also displaying feats unique to the Supreme Lord. Translation: in this way, the Supreme Lord, whose soft lotus feet are personally attended by the goddess of fortune, concealed his transcendental opulences by his internal potency and acted like the son of a cowherd. Yet, village, even while enjoying like a village boy in the company of other village residents, he often exhibited feats